reason is because they enjoy killing people slowly. That's a better reason, and that's in line with how these people think. That's in line with how these demons think, you know? Because they enjoy shooting them in the head, using their sniper and shooting them from far away in the genital. And they enjoy seeing these people suffer. Would it be possible for Israel to use nuclear weapon against Iran if pushes come to shove? For me, it's kind of obvious, and there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that they absolutely could. Because if we just take a look at what happened the last 2 years and a half in Gaza, where they basically destroyed everything, you know, they've committed a genocide in front of the whole world, without anybody standing in their way, you know? Let's go just take a look really quick at the before and after of what Gaza looks like, to give you an idea how much these people are evil, you know? And then we will discuss the possibilities for them to employ a nuclear weapon. Have another one here. There's another one. I mean, it's full of images of total destructions, you know? Let's go to the top. So this is an aerial view of the before and after. You can see like it's completely destroyed. All right, let's take a look at this one. This is like right after like maybe a couple months after a ceasefire, I think. So this is why like it doesn't look so bad, but usually it would be like way more robust than that. This is a satellite view. It's completely destroyed. Completely. There is absolutely nothing left. All right, here is like a more clear video of what happened.
Cities like broken skeletons laid waste by war.
Yeah, it's not even a war.
Of life and lives. The streets, homes and coffee houses of old, now cast to the ground. The soul of this place, along with the souls who lived here, brought to ruin in the rubble and dust. Cities like broken skeletons, laid waste by war.
Anyways, as you can see, guys, they completely destroyed. And how many people they killed? Let's go take a look. So they say 75,000 at least, but it's pretty clear like there's way more than that. They say 75,000, but for me that's a conservative estimate, you know? Like I've seen some other estimate where it's like 600,000 or more, you know? And that makes way more sense, especially when you take a look at how Gaza looks like right now. There's like nothing left anymore, you know? And the population was what, 2.3 million, and now there's nothing left of Gaza and they had nowhere to go. So tell me there is like 75,000. This is like a super conservative estimate, you know? I mean, they've used everything under the sun to try to exterminate the Palestinians, you know, to make their life as miserable as possible. They've tested some new weapons. They've used AI to kill people. They laced the food with drugs. What have they done else? They blocked the food from entering, causing a mass famine. I mean, for me, the question is, what haven't they done to try to exterminate every Palestinian? That's a better question, you know? I mean, they've pretty much tried everything. So the better question is, what haven't they done? Except some people are gonna say, oh, if they really wanted to genocide them, they would have used nuclear weapon. I mean, that's such like a stupid excuse, you know? Because if they would have used the nuclear weapon on Palestinians, there wouldn't be any room for them to deny. They would leave no choice for the rest of the world to condemn them, you know? That's why they're not using nuclear weapon. But I'm pretty sure they would have done it. Or a better reason is because they enjoy killing people slowly. That's a better reason. And that's in line with how these people think. That's in line with how these demons think, you know? Because they enjoy shooting them in the head, using their sniper and shooting them from far away in the genital, in their head. They enjoy seeing these people suffer. That's why they're not using nuclear weapon. Anyways, let's continue.
Amid the crush of bodies clamoring for food, children are being put to an unthinkable test. Who will manage to fill their family pot and who will have to wait another day to eat. This is how Gaza's children are being forced to live as Israel continues to block the entry of food. A total siege that is now in its 11th week. A boy burnt by the small prize of lentil soup he has managed to win. A girl scooping what remains with her bare hands. But before it all, a search for food, for them and their families, with no guarantee of success. I wake up every day, then we go find a kitchen. If we don't find food, then we go to another kitchen and another kitchen, Mohammed explains. If we don't find anything, we go all day without food. Nearly all of Gaza's population now experiencing crisis levels of food insecurity or worse.
So this is despite the whole world giving money in charity and like the whole world giving food, giving aid to help the population, you know? This is despite the whole world trying to help them as much as they can, but Israel just do a blockade and starve them to death, you know? So look at these filthy animals. They have absolutely no shame, you know? They just completely committed a genocide, destroyed the whole city, the whole Gaza Strip, and now like the little they can have as a relief, it's just being destroyed by a bunch of fucking demons, you know? And the authorities just let them do whatever. So as you can see, like, they're acting like demons. I mean, they are demons and they are proud of it, you know? Like, they're filming it, they're waving the Israeli flag. They're so proud of them. So this is what you gotta understand. Not only they are evil, but they are proud of it, you know? So then to come back to the discussion, would they use nuclear weapon? I mean, why not? Who's gonna stop them? You know, the whole world will pretend to condemn them. You should have done that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then they're still gonna gaslight, you know, we had no choice, like our livelihood was at stake, you know, we were facing total destruction, so we had no choice. They had no choice when it's a war of aggression, you know? A new investigation found that Israeli weapons evaporated thousands of Palestinians in Gaza. So, you know, they're testing new weapons on Palestinians, you know? It's kind of a big laboratory where they're gonna test, like, new weapons on the Palestinians. Israel used internationally prohibited thermal and thermobaric weapons, leaving thousands of Palestinian bodies evaporated as a result, according to the investigation. So they literally evaporated the bodies, like they disappeared, completely vanished into thin air. And of course the US is complicit in it, you know? I mean, those people are so insane, they're using bunker busters on refugee camps. You know, they are so insane. You know, for them, it's just like a video game, you know? It is literally a video game for them. You're gonna have the snipers just shooting anybody everywhere for absolutely no reason, just as target practice, you know? (3,500°C). This is not the temperature of the surface of the sun. Let's go take a look. Okay, it's 5,500 degrees Celsius, but it's not so far off, I would say, you know? Sunspot cooler areas on the surface around 3,000 degrees, so it is the temperature of the surface of the sun in cooler areas. So those people, as you can see, those people are completely insane. So to go back to the question, for me there is absolutely no doubt that they could absolutely use the nuclear bomb on Iran if they don't really have a choice. You know, let's say they've been isolated by the United States and Iran has the upper hand. For me, there is absolutely no doubt that they can use it. You know, let's analyze what they've already done in Gaza. I mean, they've went out of their way to inflict as much pain and suffering to the Palestinians. Basically destroyed all the existing infrastructure there. They destroyed the hospitals, they destroyed the schools, implemented a complete blockade of the Gaza Strip, meaning nobody can get out, nobody can get in. You know, they control the airspace, the water supply, the electricity, they've controlled everything, you know? And that's before the 7th of October, you know? They killed how many journalists? You know, they've killed American journalists, I mean, so many Palestinians journalists. It's been like the most journalists killed in any war since what, World War II? Something like that, I'm not sure. They're, as I said, guys, they're really going out of their way to inflict as much pain and suffering as possible. They're testing chemical weapons, which is prohibited. They've done a lot of things and nobody can stand in their way, you know? Like the UN can stop it. No matter how many countries voted for a ceasefire, the US always vetoed it, and like nothing happened, you know? Not even sanctions, nothing. The ICJ issued an arrest warrant for Netanyahu and he's still going free all around the world and basically waging another war. I mean, there's absolutely nothing stopping them, you know? So absolutely nothing stopping them. So I mean, why wouldn't they use the nuclear bomb? Not only they have committed atrocities, but no one is stopping them. That's my point. And if we take the situation of Iran, they have no allies. Iran has no allies. I'm pretty sure China won't come and save them, and Russia neither, you know, because Israel is a threat to none of them. So let's say Israel take over Iran, they will take over the industry and they will do business with China and Russia, you know? So Israel is no real threat to those two superpowers. So I mean, that being said, Iran is pretty much isolated. Like, they have no allies whatsoever. The international community, you can forget them. You know, they're gonna gaslight the world and say that it's the fault of Iran because of this or because of that, so Israel had the right to defend themselves. You know, as I said, guys, like, Iran is pretty much, if Israel can't reach their goal through the US and Iran has the upper hand, I mean, like, I don't see why they wouldn't use it, you know? Like, we already know there are a bunch of demons ready to do anything. So I mean, that's pretty much it.